Morning everyone, we're going to start our lecture online from this week. So in the previous few weeks, we have talked about the other theories from the philosophy to the Zangfu organs. So when we go to our physical body, we have discussed different Zang organs, Fu organs, and also last week we discussed the relationship between different organs, and these are one of the most important aspects you need to understand and you need to work on for your further study to understand how does it work, or how we think of a human body. The organs, they got different functions. What are their functions and how does they work together in terms of the concept of holism? So when we study the organs one by one, and then actually they work together, so they got different functions, such as the heart governs the blood and vessels. But in order to function well for the heart to govern the blood, we also need a function from the spleen, from the lung. So these are the relationship you need to understand among different organs. For today, we're going to introduce another theories of essence, qi, blood, body fluids, and mind. So these are another very important theories in terms of the physiology. So this is another very important theories in terms of the physiology of how the body works. The different organs we mentioned before, the heart, the lung, the liver, all those organs, they got different functions. And the function, how do they work? Or what's the connection in between is the qi and blood. So here we're going to discuss the essence first. Essence, qi, blood, body fluids, and mind. We're going to start from the essence. When we study philosophy at the beginning, we gave you the definition of essence refers to the liquid essence, substance, stored in organs, which is the most fundamental substance that constitutes the human body and maintains life activities. So from the definition, you will see essence is a liquid in liquid form, and where they store in the organs. When we talk about the Zang organs, we also mentioned the most essential essence stored in the kidney. So essence they store in all organs, the most essential or the most fundamental, or the innate or the congenital essence stored in the kidneys. So the definition of this essence, it refers to the life, the substance, the essential substance for life activities. Essence also can refer to the essence from the parents, something you carry on your parents. That can be the seminal fluid, or also essence can be the essence in the organs, which is from the innate essence and acquired essence. They become the essence of human body, and these essence they store in different organs. Sometimes essence also refers to qi, blood. That's why we sometimes we call them essence qi or essence blood. when we study these theories, essence, qi, blood, body fluid, it's important to understand what's the definition, what are they. Also, it's very important to understand where they come from, how they generate, where they come from, the source of essence. The first one is congenital essence. Congenital essence is something from your parents, you carry from your parents. And then the other aspect is acquired essence. Acquired essence here should be acquired. So acquired essence refers to the essence from the food we eat, the water we drink, and then the body concentrated to being essence, and this essence also can benefit the congenital essence. So they also actually helping each other. What's the function of this essence? The essence can constitute the human body and maintain life activity. So this function can be referred from the definition. What's the main function of the essence is to maintain life activities. Essence also can control birth, growth, aging, and death. So if someone they grow slowly, or they grow much slower than they supposed to, then we think in this situation that person is lack of essence. For instance, if someone go to the age of 15, the height is still 1 meter only. This can be the lack of essence. Or in some girls, they got their first period very late in terms of the growth. There's also lack of essence. Or someone that aging faster or quicker than it's supposed to. For instance, for some ladies, their period stop at the age of 40 or even late 30s. These are the sign of aging earlier. This can be the essence problem. And the essence problem can be from when someone got essence problem, they might be lack of essence, then we need to think why it would lack. So you need to think about where they come from, the source. The source is from the congenital, from the parents. So the two sources of the essence, the lack of essence, you need to think from these two sources. The first one from the parents. So if their parents much older when they were born, or too young before 20s, so the child always weaker, so they don't have enough essence. This will affect their health. And the other aspect is from acquired essence. If their digestive system doesn't function well, they can't absorb enough nutrition to generate the essence. This also will slow down the growth or can speed up the aging. So there's the essence. The third one is reproduction. Reproduction, so essence also in charge of the reproduction of a human. Due to this aspect, in some situation, especially for infertilities, what Chinese medicine or what acupuncture try to do is to improve the essence or strengthen the essence. This can help the reproduction, and this is also why some infertilities begin to benefit the essence. The last function of the essence is to transform into qi, blood and mind. So when we discussed previously what's the relationship between essence, qi, yin and yang, and blood, essence can generate qi and blood. Qi and blood are quite similar. We have discussed before that qi and blood, the relationship between qi and blood, or what's blood in terms of where they come from. The middle jaw receives qi, and the qi goes to the heart. The heart changes the qi into red color. The red color substance, we call them blood. So actually, the blood is come from qi, and essence can generate qi. So these are the relationship. If someone got qi deficiency, blood deficiency, which means if they don't have enough qi, or if they don't have enough blood, if you want to help them, you can benefit the qi, or you can benefit the blood directly, or in the meantime, you also can benefit the essence, because that's the source of qi, where qi and blood come from. They also can. So in the treatment, you also can benefit, tonify the essence. You can, in the meantime, tonify qi or blood. So that's from the function of essence, and where the essence stores. The essence stores in organs, in the 5 zang organs, and also specifically stored, especially for the congenital essence, is stored in the kidneys. The distribution is the essence can transform into qi, blood and mind. The essence also can be distributed to other zang organs to help them to function. So these are very brief introduction of essence, the definition of essence. What's important here, what you need to understand or you need to remember is the source, the sources of essence, where they come from, the generation, how or what organs essence can generate, when the process of generation, how to produce essence, what's the relationship between organs. Now, the last part is the functions of organs, of essence. There's something you need to remember. Essence can be congenital or acquired, 脏腑 organs, or reproduction essence. These are actually, they gave you different classifications, but it's actually the same essence. The reason why they got different titles is only because they're different functions. If the essence stay in the kidney, or the essence from the parents, we call them congenital essence. The essence from the food we eat, the nutrition we eat, we call it acquired essence. These two essence, they become the essence of our human body. And the essence of human body, some of them they store in 脏腑 organs. Then we call it the essence of 脏腑 organs. Okay. And the other some essence, they in charge of the reproduction. So we call them reproduction essence. These are different classification. In these theories, essence, qi, blood, body fluid, what's most important here, or which one we focus more on is qi. Qi is one of the most substance we're going to discuss here. The reason is because essence, qi, and blood body fluid. Mostly, the agents in between is qi. Qi is generated from essence. We also can say qi can benefit essence. Essence can generate qi. So in order to understand better for the qi, we need to understand the relationship between the qi and different organs, different meridians. In order to the organs, the zang organs or the fu organs, in order to function well, in order to perform their function, the one we discussed in last week, in order to perform well, they need the qi, because the qi is the source to push, to promote the function. Also, qi, blood, essence, or body fluids in terms of yin and yang. What's the relationship? Qi is qi is yang. Blood, essence, and body fluids are yin because they are liquid form. They are visible. The blood you can see. Qi we can't see. So anything invisible or formless we call yang. Yang, if qi is yang, they got the nature or the characteristics of qi, of yang nature. The yang nature is more active. They don't stay there still, they will move, they have to move. So qi, the physiology function or the normal function of qi, they must move. They shouldn't stay there. Once they stay there, they become the pathogen. So it's the abnormal condition of health. Why qi need to move? Why qi should not stay still? That's because qi is yang. So here we need to understand the nature of qi and blood or body fluids in terms of yin and yang. Also, the relationship between qi, blood, and body fluids, they can generate each other, especially from the qi can generate blood, can generate body fluid. And all of the substance we discussed here is come from qi. The last relationship between qi and blood is qi can guide blood. So in the heart function, previously we mentioned that the heart governs the blood, governs the vessels. In order for the blood, in order to get the heart to govern the blood need to stay in the blood vessels. What's there? How does the blood move? What's moving there is the qi, the heart qi. The qi in the heart need to push the blood to move. That's something from heart qi. And also the blood. The qi can guide the blood, and the blood is the vehicle of the qi movements. So if the qi, so you see, when we discuss qi and blood, it's quite confusing. Because when we discuss one, we always integrate the other. We discuss qi, we also integrate the blood. When we discuss the function of the blood, we also talk about qi. So in the blood, you need to separate them into one liquid form and one something you can't see but more active. They can push the blood to move. So the one to push we call qi. The red liquid substance we call them blood. These are the combination. In order for the qi to move, the qi need to sit on the blood. So that's why we call the blood is the vehicle of the qi. The qi can guide the blood. So where the blood flows to depends on the qi. If the qi become abnormal, it will cause bleeding or bloodstasis or clots. If they don't move well, that's where the blood flows to depends on the qi. Where the qi can go to, it also depends on the blood, because that's the vehicle. Without the vehicle, without the agent, qi cannot move. Okay, so these are the relationship between different substances. The definition of qi refers to extremely fine and invisible substance with strong vitality and continuous movement in human bodies. It's not only an important component of the human body, but also a source of stimulates and regulates human life. So from the definition, it's very similar to the essence, but what's different here is qi and essence all extremely fine, very small. Qi is boundless. You can't see them. It's invisible substance. So something formed or formless, what's the line between each other? It's seen from your naked eyes. If it's something you can see, we say that's the formed. Something you can't see from your eyes, we say it's formless. So qi is formless. And everything, when we discuss the theories previously, everything is made of qi. We have discussed in the philosophy. The universe is made from qi. Human body is made from qi. The qi gathering. You still remember the picture I gave you? The clear qi gathers become human body. The cloudy qi gathered become the worms. So the qi sometimes sounds funny. That's the qi. The different definition, it can be any kind of substance. Doesn't have to be something. It can be a component of something else. So if you confused about the qi, or why, as we said, that the human body is from the qi gathering, or the human body or the universe, it consisted from qi. You can go back to the philosophy we discussed at the beginning of this year. Where does the qi come from? The sources of qi. Congenital qi from the congenital essence stored in the kidney. So the essence stored in the kidney we call congenital essence. The essence can generate qi. So part of the qi is come from there, and that's also one of the most essential qi come from. The second is acquired qi or acquired essence. Acquired essence, the other name of acquired essence or acquired qi, we also call it grand qi. Grand qi is a direct translation. Grand qi, it means the food or the water processed by the spleen and stomach or processed by the middle jiao. So the qi from your essence, the qi from the food, then become the nutrition, we call acquired qi. The last is from the lung. Qi in Chinese, in Mandarin, it means air, from breathing. Exactly the same breathing. So the sources of qi is a combination of these three. If someone got qi deficiency, or lack. In the other words, they got their lack of qi. They feel tired. They feel short of breath. They, if you want to help them from the treatment, what we can do, you also need to think about these three aspects. From which aspects we can help? Acquired essence, congenital qi, what can we do? From acquired essence, from acquired qi, what can we do? That's something you need to think about where they come from and how to help them, how to benefit them. Where does the qi come from? Or how does they generate? The most important is actually the combination of all organs, some organs, full organs. But here we just want to figure out the most important organs. The first one is the lung. The lung is where the breathing takes place. The lung breathe in, inhale the air from the nature, and then the air in the lung, they mix, they change with the air in the body we don't need. So that's the lung in charge of the breathing, which is also the qi. This also can be sure that the qi from the nature benefit the body constantly from the lung. The second is from the spleen and stomach. The spleen and stomach is actually the middle jaw. Middle jaw, in the previous class, we have said that the middle jaw refers to the spleen and stomach, and these are actually the area or the organs where you get your nutrition from. And the nutrition, the middle jaw, the spleen and stomach transform the qi, transform the food into nutrition qi or into qi. Part of qi become the nutrition. Part of qi become the defensive qi. But where does the qi come from? From the spleen and stomach. The last most important organs here is the kidney. The kidney stores the essence, the congenital essence, and the congenital essence, the acquired essence. Some of the acquired essence also stores in the kidney. So the combination of the congenital essence and acquired essence, these two essence, they combine together, they generate into qi, and this qi mix with the qi from the middle jaw, from the spleen and stomach, and mix the qi from the lung. It generates into the qi of the whole human body. So that's the relationship between among different organs. And what's most important organs here is the kidney, the spleen, stomach, and the lung. That's also why in our clinical practice, in our clinical treatments for qi deficiency or for the irregular qi matters, we more focus on spleen and stomach and the lung. The movement of qi. How many movements do they have? How many movements or what's important for the consequence of movements. There are only four movements of the qi, and these we have discussed in the philosophy: ascending, descending, dispersing, and gathering. So that's only four movements. And the human life, the process, is actually a mixture of all these four movements, and all these four movements need to be balanced. Ascending, descending, dispersing, and gathering. Ascending dominates by the lung. The spleen also dominates ascending. The stomach dominates the descending. The kidney regulates distribution of body fluid. Ascend the clear, descend the turbid water. So you see here that the ascending and descending is actually the result of different organs, the lung, the spleen, the balance between the spleen and stomach. When we discuss the characteristic or the function of spleen, you can go back to your previous notes that the spleen dominates the rising, governs the rising. The stomach governs the descending. So the ascending and descending need to be in balance in order to be healthy. Dispersing and gathering. The large intestine receives the water material sent down from the stool, the water from the bladder and from the urine. Dispersing and gathering, they also need to be balanced in order to promote health. The qi doesn't function well, doesn't move well, it will cause pathological changes such as qi stagnation, the blockage of qi, the sinking of qi, the rebel of qi. What does it mean by these titles? Qi stagnation, or even worse, the blockage of qi. It means the qi don't move, stay there still, and for yang, we mentioned that the qi belongs to yang, have the nature of yang. The nature of yang is more active. They need to move. They shouldn't stay there. Once they stay there, they become a pathological condition. Then we give them the title of qi stagnation, or even worse, become the blockage. The sinking of qi. The clear qi need to move upwards, or need to stay on top of the body. Sinking of qi, they will cause diarrhea. It also can cause the dislocation of the internal organs. The repair of qi. The repair of qi, repair means abnormal to normal condition. So if the qi repel doesn't mean moving up or moving down specifically. It can mean both. The reason why is repel just means abnormal from the normal condition. So for instance, the stomach qi supposed to goes downwards. If it goes outwards, we call them repel. So if the stomach qi move outwards, they cause the problem of vomiting, nausea. These are the repel qi. So these are some of the pathological changes of qi. We're going to discuss these conditions more in details in the diagnostics. function of qi. The function of qi. The first function of the qi is to activate or to promote. So qi can activate, can promote the human life. The functions of different organs, the functions of different between different organs, how they work from the qi, the promotion of qi. So qi is the fundamental of all function, all organs function. It can promote the life activities. It also can promote the zang, fu organs. They can activate the zang, fu organs function. It also can activate the function of a meridian. It also can activate the mind or the emotion problem. The second function of qi, warming. Qi can warm the body. The reason why, when you see all these functions, it's actually related to the nature of qi. Qi is yang. Yang have the nature, the characteristic of activating, of warming compared with cold or static. So warming is another function of qi. In order to, for our human body, in order to keep certain temperature, certain body temperature, we need the warm condition to maintain the body temperature. The circulation of everything from the qi, the circulation of qi or the circulation of blood in the body, or the circulation of the body fluid in the body, we also need the warm condition. The reason why is if it is cold, it's very similar. If you put the body in a freezer, you can imagine how the circulation will be. Everything slows down, or even worse, it stops. Then it becomes the stagnation or the blockage. How to activate, how to make them to move again, is to benefit qi to recover the function of warming. So if someone got the qi deficiency, they will feel cold. The hands, the feet, they feel cold. That's from qi deficiency. The third one is defending. Defending, it goes three aspects. The qi got the function of defending or defensive function. The first one is the qi go to superficial skin. They can help us to prevent the pathogen go into our body and cause the diseases, can cause any kind of diseases. So these are the defensive function. The qi go to superficial of the body and protect our body from being invaded by the external pathogen. The second definition refers to in a sick condition, your healthy qi is fighting with the pathogen qi. So we're going to discuss this theories in later videos under the field of the onset of diseases. For the onset of diseases, we think that's why we were sick. It's because the conflicts or the fight between your healthy qi and the pathogen qi. When they fight together, if your healthy qi lose, you sick. If your healthy wins, you recovered. So in this battle, in this fight, the qi also help yourself to get rid of the pathogen that's defending. They try to defend the pathogen, although the pathogen already in the body. They try to defend them. The last aspect is the qi in the body. It can help us to repair, to recover, from a sick condition, can help us to, or from an abnormal condition, it can help us to recover. That's also why sometimes if someone got very poor immune system, they got flu every week, then in this condition, in acupuncture theories, we call this kind of person is a lack of qi, because the defensive qi is not strong enough to protect the body. That's why they always sick. The fourth is confining. Confining is, the other word of confining is controlling. So qi can confine or can control blood, body fluid, essence to be in a stable condition. The heart governs the blood. The spleen governs the flow of the blood. The heart promotes the blood flow. If it flows or if there's not enough qi to govern, to limit the movement of the blood, the blood can move anywhere. The blood can move out of the vessel, then it becomes bleeding. Or the body fluid, if the qi is not strong enough to control the body fluids, then you will cause the sweating, or they cause excess sweating. For instance, in some condition, spontaneous sweating, they sit there and then you keep sweating. These are the abnormal condition of qi lose the function of confining or controlling. Also, when it's in terms of essence, it also can be spermatoria. Spermatoria is a medical condition. It's the qi lack of the doesn't function well in terms of confining. The transforming, the function of qi transforming, we actually discussed this function in the philosophy. In our human body, from an infant to an adult to aged people to senior people, the body, the size of the body become bigger, and then to adults reach the peak, and then we decline in our body condition. The height, the life activities also declining. So these are the transformation of the qi. Also the transformation in the body, the essence, the qi, the blood, body fluids, it transforms from one to the other. That's also the results of the qi function in terms of transformation. Nourishing. Qi can nourish the body. How can qi nourish the body? First, we need to think about where does qi come from. Qi coming from middle jaw, spleen and stomach. And the qi from the middle jaw can change to blood, which is from the heart, can change to body fluids, and all these materials, all these substances can be distributed, can distributed to all parts of our body and become the nutrition, nourish the body. It's the function from the lung as well, dispersing. Also the qi, nourishing the whole body through the pathway of meridian.